Hi there, Jonathan back with you today on the 28th of October, so day 58 of our journey. So today got a few things to talk about. One of them is results on the different split tests, 3 different split tests. Talk about what's happened in each of those and what we're going to be doing next. And then I'm going to talk about the brand new campaign and new funnel and what's happening there and what the plans are. Okay, so first, as usual, a check on the day, and on yesterday came in at 652 in sales. It was sort of an okay day, nothing great about that, but hey, whatever it is. So £360 in where's my keyboard? Is 477. Should be able to do some maths here, but I can't. $205 profit in the day. So okay, but you know my target is really all about trying to match the ad spend. So you know, ideally, I'd be looking at trying to get more like double that. More in the region of around 400 a day profit is where I'm targeting. So clearly still more ground to cover, but we are only towards the end of month 2 of this year-long journey to try and get to 240k, but also make sure we get a profit trajectory that keeps in track with that as well. So where are we today? Today is at 367, 2:30 in the afternoon. So sort of looking again, probably similar sort of numbers. I don't see this suddenly rocketing off, but you absolutely never know. It could just stay exactly where it is, but we will catch up with that tomorrow. Anyway, let's talk about where we were with the split test. So there's 3 split tests. The first one we talked about before is the initial offer page. So here I was testing my long-standing control versus a split test version which was inspired by that 1927 ad, I think, by John Caples. So yeah, so where do we end up? Well, okay, well I made sure we'd run enough traffic to both. So you can see here I had over well, pretty much the identical there, 4,395 visits to each version of the page. We ran through over 100 sales through each page. So, you know, these are good sort of substantial numbers here to give us a good gauge. And really, it was a bit of a close run thing in the end. But, you know, at the end of the day, what's that? You know, 2.25 to 2.4. It's probably less than a 10% overall. Well, it is less than 10%. More like 7.5% difference. My mental maths is right. Oops, where are we? So yeah, so you know, obviously the control won, so it won. I mean, that's the way things go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off this split test because I've got some others lined up that I'll be talking to you about tomorrow. But you know, because this is a good ad, it's a different style. And it's still converted pretty well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to redeploy this version into my cart abandon sequence. So to see if that converts better in that position. So obviously then people will see that the first ad, they decided to not go through with their purchase. But next time around they see a slightly different ad and a slightly different message. So it'll be interesting to see if I put that in the sequence, does that convert better as a second viewing. So that's good. So it's not wasted in any way, and yeah, you know, that's the way that one went. But as I say, we've got plenty more on that side of things to come. So the second one, so this has not really been running that long, only a matter of days, probably less than a week, I think. So this is about the organic traffic and trying to boost the opt-in rates on that. So it's a fairly low level thing in the funnel because it doesn't contribute necessarily that much, on a month by month to revenue. But always interesting to test. But interesting to test the difference as well. So the first one was about traffic from YouTube. And as you can see, the numbers are not equal to each other yet. They will even out maybe in the next sort of 7 to 10 days, and we'll see a truer picture. But this is just where we're at right now. And overall, the newer version is converting only sort of slightly better in there. But interestingly, the same landing pages, when the traffic's coming from the blog site, is obviously massively different. I mean, first of all, it's obviously massively different because people coming from the blog are then already familiar with the brand and our content, so they may have already read a post or watched a video, so they're a lot more motivated, and obviously that's reflected in that. So in terms of organic traffic, all organic traffic is not equal. It does depend on where they've come from, what their mindset is, and plus the other thing is it's probably a very different demographic as well. It may well be that traffic that comes from YouTube is quite a different age demographic, maybe coming from different countries. And at some point I'll dig into that, but not right now. But obviously it's far more unknown. But people have probably come via the blog. They've gone through a different route because they've probably gone to Google, searched something, our site's come up, they've gone and watched a video, read a blog, seen the ad for the riffs, and then come over. So they are in a different mindset. And it's reflected, as I say, in the opt-in rates. But also, actually, interestingly, this second version has performed a lot better in terms of the opt-in rate there. So we were like from virtually 15% to 20%. So that's quite a big jump there, which is great. But again, very early days. So as far as this split test runs, I'm just going to leave it alone and sort of forget about it for a couple of weeks, and then we'll come back and have a look and see if we've got a clear winner or not. Okay, so that's those two split tests. The other thing we're running is the ads to the new funnel. So I got some good results on that sort of new funnel already. So I've just checked in with it again, and this is where we're at. So actually, as you can see, it's a super simple funnel. There's just the landing page and the thank you page. Up until today, there hasn't been any order bumps, upsells, anything else. This is very just a basic level thing. But it is doing really well. So as you can see, we've generated sort of 6 sales, 2.74 conversion from cold traffic, so that is really good. So what the challenges are for that now, if we look at what we've spent on the ads for the same period, let's look at the ads. So this is let's have a look at it from here. So we spent about £112 pounds. Let's just so what was that changed? So say $150 very roughly, and 220. So $70 profit on that. Has been sort of fantastic given the fact that we're in this very early stage of optimization. But one thing I did want to talk to you just briefly about, and that is the ads themselves, and this idea of when your ads are running, particularly obviously whatever conversion event you're running for, what your aim is to get it through this phase of where it's learning. Because obviously what you need to do, this is the phase of where the algorithms, constantly putting it out in different groups of people, just trying to figure out who's interacting with it, who's not. and obviously it's looking to try and learn as quickly as it can to try and start to stabilize and focus on a particular demographic. So when we're in this learning phase, we tend to be spending more per conversion. There's more potential fluctuation. There could be really good and bad days. So the whole idea is to try and get ourselves through this learning phase in a reasonably sort of quick time. Now, getting through the learning phase, obviously when you're only targeting a low value conversion event, say like traffic, clicks, or maybe leads, it's obviously going to cost you less to get enough events, because in theory you need to get about 50 conversion events in a week, or basically I think that's the guidance from Facebook. So whatever it is, whether it's 50 clicks or whether it's 50 leads, or whether in my case I'm looking for 50 sales. But obviously getting 50 sales in a week is probably potentially quite a tall order, and obviously will need an appropriate level of budget. So I was setting it at a very low budget. I've now had to sort of pump it up. I think I started at about £23 a day, 25 or whatever. I think I put it up to nearly 50 now. It's not good necessarily to do these big hikes in budget, because it sends the system a bit skewy, or whatever. But I need to get these conversion events happening. So, when's it give me? Oh, there we go. So we need to try and get these 50 purchase events. Now, obviously, it's recorded the purchase events incorrectly, because it says we've had 8, but we haven't. We've had 6. So there's always inaccuracies about some of these numbers. So you have to check both of what's happening at Facebook and check at your analytics at the landing side to get a view or gauge somewhere between the two which one's the most accurate. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do at the moment is trying to get to a position where I can get these ads out of the learning phase. So that happens at the ad set level. So what I'm trying to do is get 50 conversion events or thereabouts, headed towards that, over the next week or so, maybe 10 days. So it's, I've got to push quite hard to get to that figure. Otherwise, there's a danger that it'll just continue to get stuck in this learning limited phase, which is a bit tricky. So that's where I'm at right now. I mean, obviously I could rein it back and go for leads and try and get the conversion event from that. But anyway, I'm going straight for sales, and let's see what happens. So I'll update you in a couple of days on this, and we can see how things are going to roll out. Okay, so that's all for today. Tomorrow is going to be looking at what's going to be the next split test I'm running from my Classic Riffs funnel, and also exactly what I'm going to be doing now with this funnel to start the optimization. As I say, because I've now got 2 funnels, I've managed to just double my workload, which may or may not prove to be a very good idea. So we shall just see how that goes. Anyway, all on this funnel so far so good. The other one still needs work. Well, I'm sure they both need work, but that's what we're all about. So anyway, I'll look forward to catching up with you tomorrow and seeing where we're at then. Okay, bye for now.